Hello, welcome to Oceanic Oracle. My name is Ari and today I'm going to be telling you how I annotate my books. So, you're probably wondering, why should I annotate? Annotation is very individual. One of the things I like about annotation, for me and my experience as a reader, is that when I'm reading, I like to refer back to the thoughts I had in the moment. I can always go back when I'm rereading them to moments or to things that I experienced while I was actually reading the book. So when I annotate books, it's all for my own enjoyment. Like, I'm very unlikely to lend someone a book where I have my private thoughts in, because it's like a look into my brain basically, and it's just for me to consume. You don't have to write in your books, trust me. If you don't like writing in books, that's fine. You don't need to annotate. Annotating just makes the reading experience more enjoyable for me, and that's why I do it. It just helps me formulate what I actually think about the book, which is always useful. And most of the time when I'm reading something, I like writing down what I actually think at the moment. That's one of the things I watched on Mayona Reads. She just said that her teachers at school actually encouraged her to write down what she was thinking while she was reading. And that's one of the tips that I've taken now. So when I'm reading something and I think it's funny, I'm not afraid to pick up a pen and write in it. I tend to annotate rereads most of the time. When I read a book for the first time and I don't know if I want to give it away or something, I'm not going to touch it with my pen, because then I can't donate it. I do annotate my books for book club because I like having my thoughts down and have a cohesive narrative, because then when I'm discussing it or having conversations with people about it, I have informed thoughts about it and I have to actually engage in the book as opposed to just reading it blah blah blah, going. Before I get into the annotation bit, I think I'm going to go through the supplies that I actually use. When I annotate, I have two main methods, one with flags and one without. When I annotate with flags, I use these. I got these last time I was in the UK and I'm running out. As you can see, I'm on my last few greens. I use these colours because there are a lot of them and each colour signifies something different. I have a basic structure when I go into books. When I'm flagging them, I usually assign pinks. The pinks to be like love, orange to be like relatable or for special character moments. Blues can be sad, or it can also be like for male characters that I particularly like. Purple is whatever I end up deciding, it changes based on books. Green is always funny and happy, and yellow is quotes most of the time. So I got these when I was in the UK. I got them off Amazon, but I'm running out, so I'm gonna have to go and get some small ones here. The ones you can get here in Hong Kong are usually only 5 colours. They're blue, green, yellow, pink and orange, so I don't get as much diversity as I do with these ones. One of the things I like about these flags as well is that it comes with a little ruler up top. Yeah, there we go. So it comes with a little ruler on top, so when I'm reading a book, I can underline things and I can do it in a straight line if I want to. Those other flags that I use, I just got them off Amazon. I think they came in a pack. Now onto the actual pens. So I've changed my annotation method recently. When I first started annotating, I used these pens to underline, so I have 5 colours. They're all Zebra Sarasa clips. These are very popular here in Hong Kong. You can get them in a variety of colours, and I just decided to correspond the colour of the pens to the flags that I had initially. So I've got my pink, yellow, orange, green and blue, and they're all 0.5. So when I first started, I would actually go and underline sections and then stick a flag in. My method has changed, but those are the pens I first started using. One thing that hasn't changed on the methods that I do is I always have a black pen. So this is a Zebra Sarasa clip pen, but this is a black one and it's in 0.4, because when I write things in my books, I don't like thick lines. There's always a chance that the thicker the line, the more ink there is, it's going to bleed through. I don't like bleeding in pages, so that's why I usually use a smaller pen. I also prefer how my writing looks compared to the actual text, because I don't like it when my writing is as thick as the text. It's just personal aesthetic reasons. So I always have that handy to write my thoughts down. And then the things that I'm actually using nowadays in my annotations are highlighters. So I have 3 Pilot Spotlighters. So these are also fairly popular here in Hong Kong. And I also have a few mild liners that I use. This is the green one, and I do have an orange one, but I can't find it at the moment. But I have those basics as well. Now onto the actual annotation. I'm going to start off with the Flagless annotation. So the book I've got here is The Odyssey by Homer. This book I annotated, as you can sort of see, but I didn't flag. I didn't flag this book because you can see it has deckled edges, so I don't want to flag it because I don't like it when flags are uneven. It's just a personal choice. I really don't like that. When I was reading this, I would just go through and I would underline sections in my black pen and write notes about things, just noting stuff about Greek culture. If you don't know, I'm really into Greek and Roman mythology, and this was actually one of the texts that I read in class my first year at university. I had a different book then, but I just transferred the notes over to this one because I like this version of the story a bit more. I like this translation better. It's just personal choice, really. I like going through and seeing what I thought, like seeing what I was reminded of, and it's just something I do for fun. So you can see here, I have this section underlined, and then I say, "Good prayer, Odysseus knows what's going on," in the corner there. And it's just a way for me to actually engage in a book without me marking it up. That's a way that I annotate my books. It's just for it's not for class, it's not for anything, it's just for me to look back on and laugh at the occasion that's going on. When I reread, I can always go back and reply to myself. That's one of the things I like most about it. That's the method I do without flags. Now on to, I guess, the progression of my flagging experience. I'm going to grab one of the earliest books that I actually used the annotation method with. So this is one of the first books, Anne of Green Gables, as you can see, flagged a lot in here. So this one I used the 5 basic colours. So I have orange, pink, yellow, blue and green. When I first started annotating, I did it completely based on feelings. So pink is love, so it can be romantic love, or I really like this section. Yeah, orange is relatable. Green was fun or happy. Blue was sad, and yellow is quotes. Yellow is most of the time is quotes. There's only one book where yellow is not quotes, just one. When I actually read this book, I actually stuck post-it notes every 50 pages. So I have a record of my feelings based on like where I was in the story. I tend to only do this in classics because I like to have a formulated opinion on things. This way of annotating, I would go and underline things. There, you can see pink's the strongest colour you can actually see. So I underline it a lot, and then I stick the tag at the beginning. This has changed now because I like having my flags sort of look even throughout the book. That's how I started, because then I could just underline things that made me feel a certain way. So something that was happy, a moment that was sad, this, that and the other. Very emotional reading. But as I progressed in my annotation, I realized that I actually wanted to stick things in for characters. So this is when I actually got my giant post-it note sheet. So I had more colors to give me more options. I'm a very character-driven reader. I want to remember moments that made me laugh, or like things that the characters did that made me like them more. So this is The Song of Achilles, one of my favorite books of all time. You can see I have tabs up at the top as well as tabs along the side. The new method that I had while I was reading this was I would just tab as I was going. I didn't stop to underline because sometimes annotating can take a while. So I just tabbed as I went, so I didn't underline. In this system, my blue represented one of the male characters in this. In this instance, it was Achilles. My green was for mythical beings, so sea monsters, heroes in Greek myth, etc. Yellow is for quotes. The dark pink was for romance. The orange is for funny. The purple was for sad, and the light pink, which you can see up top, is for important scenes. In this book, I just went through and tabbed as I went. You can see no underlining, just plopping things when characters appeared and they had something that I liked. Mythical creatures, just tabbing as I went. It's a lot faster to do it this way. As I read, I just stick things in. So I was reading, I was like, okay, this section makes me feel sad, so I'll stick a purple tab in. That was the way that I sort of developed into the method that I currently use. So I took the two nice things about both of these methods. So this one being the lots of colours and tabbing as I go, as well as the underlining and writing. And I now have my new system. This is the book I'm currently annotating. So as you can see, I haven't annotated a whole lot. I just have sections that I've been annotating. So when I'm annotating now, instead of using underline, I want to make things stand out, so I will actually use my highlighters. I sort of reverted back to the initial way. Blue is sad. Light pink and dark pink have two different meanings now. My light pink is for family love, so love between sisters, brothers, like all that sort of thing, for both characters in this sense. Yellow is for relatable in this case. Green is for funny / happy, so as you can see, I've got a decent amount of green. There's so many sections in this book where I'm just laughing a lot. Dark pink is for romance. My orange and my purple in this case are related to characters, so the two main characters. The orange is for things to do with Kate, and my purple is about Anthony. And I just want to tab sections where I think that their characters are growing, and that's just accumulated into this method. While I'm doing my highlighting, I also make notes. I like having a record of how I felt while I was reading it, what things made me laugh, and being able to reply to myself when I reread these books, because that's one of the beauties about this, is just like going back and rereading. And the one thing I will say is that my annotation methods change depending on the book. So even though I still have the same colour slips, each thing can mean something different. There's no set rules as to my annotation method, because if I had rules to it, I don't think I'd want to do it. I hope you found that a little bit interesting. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want more bookish content. Be sure to follow me on my social media platforms. They're going to be up on the screen. And if you've made it this far, please leave a heart of your favourite colour, or leave an emoji with your favourite colour in it. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!